First Black President, Barack Obama. Barack Obama was sworn in as the 44th President of the United States in 2009, becoming the nation's first African-American commander-in-chief. His presidency was marked by the passage of the landmark healthcare law known as Obamacare and the operation that led to the death of Osama bin Laden. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009 and remains a symbol of racial progress in America. His legacy endures today as a defining milestone in American political history. First female vice president, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was sworn in January 2021 as the first female vice president in American history. She previously served as a senator from California and as the state's attorney general. Harris, whose mother was Indian and father Jamaican, is a symbol of racial and gender diversity in American politics. Her role in the Biden administration has included managing the immigration crisis and advocating for voting rights. First president, George Washington. George Washington, the commander of the Revolutionary Forces in the War of Independence, was elected as the first president of the United States in 1789. He played a key role in drafting the Constitution and establishing the structures of the federal government. His presidency was marked by a policy of neutrality in European wars and the establishment of the capital, Washington, D.C. He is known as the father of his country and stepped down after 2 terms. First, American flag. The famous Stars and Stripes was adopted by the Continental Congress on June 14, 1777. This flag featured 13 red and white stripes, representing the 13 original colonies, and 13 white stars on a blue field. Its design is often attributed to Betsy Ross. Today, the American flag has 50 stars for the 50 states and 13 stripes. It remains a powerful symbol of national unity. First map of the independent United States. While many maps of the colonies existed before 1776, the first map of the United States as a sovereign nation was printed by Abel Buell in March 1784. Titled A New and Correct Map of the United States of North America, it displayed the new borders established by the Treaty of Paris. In 1783, a craftsman from Connecticut created a map that included precise geographical details and the names of the newly formed states. This map symbolized America's newfound sovereignty and national identity. Today, it is considered a rare and valuable historical artifact. First great American scientist, Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, a founding father and self-taught scientist, was America's first internationally renowned scientific figure. His famous kite experiment in 1752 demonstrated the electrical nature of lightning and led to the invention of the lightning rod. He also formulated a theory of electrical current and coined the terms positive and negative charge. Franklin made innovations in the fields of optics, heating, and meteorology. He was a signer of both the Declaration of Independence and the Treaty of Paris, and is remembered as a symbol of the American Enlightenment. America's first billionaire, John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller, the founder of Standard Oil, became recognized as America's first billionaire in 1916. His wealth was built through his control of the oil industry in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Rockefeller was criticized for his ruthless and monopolistic business practices, but he was also a major philanthropist. He established the Rockefeller Foundation, which focused on education, medicine, and scientific research. At its peak, his wealth was equivalent to over $400 billion in today's dollars. His legacy is a complex mix of industrial power and philanthropy. First Vice President, John Adams. John Adams, a leader of the American Revolution, was elected as the first vice president under George Washington. Prior to this role, he was a key diplomat in negotiating the Treaty of Paris. As vice president, Adams had a relatively limited role and famously called the office the most insignificant invention of man. He would later be elected as the second president of the United States. Adams was a strong advocate for independence and a robust central government. His extensive correspondence with his wife, Abigail, provides a valuable window into early American history. First country to recognize the United States. The Kingdom of Morocco became the first nation to recognize the United States as an independent country in 1777. This recognition came even before the end of the Revolutionary War and the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. In 1786, the two nations signed a treaty of friendship and commerce, which remains one of America's longest-standing uninterrupted treaties. Morocco also hosted the American consulate in Tangier, the United States' first permanent diplomatic property abroad. This historic relationship endures to this day, symbolizing America's earliest connections with the outside world. First country to establish diplomatic relations with the United States. The Kingdom of France signed treaties of alliance and commerce with the United States in 1778, following the American victory at the Battle of Saratoga. This agreement marked the first formal recognition of American independence by a major European power. France provided crucial military assistance through figures like Lafayette and his forces, as well as financial support, which proved decisive in the ultimate victory over Britain. The early relationship between America and France was built on a shared rivalry with Britain, though it later faced strains during the French Revolution. This alliance was America's first major step onto the stage of international diplomacy. First country on which the United States dropped an atomic bomb. On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped the first atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima, Japan. The bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, resulted in the immediate deaths of an estimated 140,000 people. 3 days later, a second bomb, called Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki, killing approximately 70,000 more. These actions were taken to force a swift end to World War II and to avoid a costly ground invasion of Japan. Japan announced its unconditional surrender on August 15, 1945. This event marked the beginning of the atomic age and triggered the nuclear arms race of the Cold War. The decision to use the atomic bomb remains the subject of intense ethical debate to this day. First American motion picture. The Blacksmith Shop, produced by Thomas Edison and his workshop, the Edison Manufacturing Company, in 1893. This short, silent, black and white film runs just 34 seconds and depicts a scene inside a blacksmith's shop. While not the very first film ever made, it was one of the earliest American films produced for mass public viewing. Edison commercialized the film industry with his invention of the kinetoscope, a motion picture exhibition device. It was filmed at the Black Maria, the world's first dedicated movie studio, located in New Jersey. The motion picture industry rapidly grew into a major American enterprise. First, Miss Universe from the United States. Miriam Stevenson. Miriam Stevenson won the Miss Universe title in 1954, becoming the first American to earn the crown. She was representing South Carolina when she won the competition in Long Beach, California. Stevenson later worked as a television host and actress. The Miss Universe pageant began in 1952 and quickly grew into a global phenomenon. Her victory during the height of the Cold War came to symbolize American glamour and cultural influence. During her reign, she traveled internationally, serving as a goodwill ambassador. First American in space, Alan Shepard. Alan Shepard flew into space aboard the Freedom 7 spacecraft on May 5, 1961, becoming the first American to journey beyond Earth's atmosphere. His suborbital flight lasted 15 minutes and reached an altitude of 187 kilometers. This mission was part of NASA's Mercury program and was a direct response to the Soviet Union, which had sent Yuri Gagarin into space just a few weeks earlier. Shepard would later walk on the moon as commander of the Apollo 14 mission in 1971. He is remembered as one of the iconic heroes of the space age, whose courage inspired generations of future astronauts. First University. Established in 1636 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States. It was originally founded to educate Puritan ministers and is named after its first benefactor, John Harvard. Harvard has played a central role in American history, with its alumni including 8 U.S. presidents and dozens of Nobel laureates. It is consistently ranked among the world's top universities and holds the largest financial endowment of any academic institution. Harvard remains a global symbol of educational excellence and groundbreaking research. First state. Delaware ratified the U.S. Constitution on December 7, 1787, becoming the first state to join the Union. Known as the first state, This small but significant colony played a crucial role in the early American history. It held a strategic position during the Revolution and later hosted key meetings leading to the Constitutional Convention. Today, Delaware is renowned for its business-friendly corporate laws, making it the legal home to countless major corporations. Its capital is Dover, and its largest city is Wilmington. Delaware symbolizes the spirit of compromise and the importance of small states within the federal system, first enemy of the United States. As the colonial power, Great Britain became the first adversary of the United States during the American Revolutionary War. Tensions escalated due to British tax policies, such as the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts, eventually leading to armed conflict at Lexington and Concord in 1775. The Declaration of Independence in 1776 formalized the break from British rule. The war concluded with an American victory and the Treaty of Paris in 1783. Although relations improved after the war, Britain remained a commercial and naval rival for decades. The War of 1812 marked another significant military conflict between the two nations. America's first airport, located in Maryland and established in 1909, College Park Airport is the world's oldest continuously operating airport. It was founded by the United States Army to train military pilots using aircraft developed by the Wright brothers. This historic site witnessed many aviation firsts, including the first flight by a female passenger and the first helicopter ascent. Today, it functions as both an active airport and an educational museum. College Park symbolizes the dawn of the aviation age in America and played a vital role in the development of both civilian and military flight. America's first mosque. Built in 1934 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the Mother Mosque of America is the oldest standing mosque in the United States. It was constructed by a community of Lebanese and Syrian Muslim immigrants and served as a religious and cultural center for early Muslim settlers. The building included a prayer hall, a school, and a community gathering space. It remains active to this day and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. This mosque symbolizes the long-standing presence of Islam in America and the contributions of Muslim Americans to the nation's diverse heritage. First Barbary War. The first major overseas military attack by the United States was the First Barbary War, fought against the North African state of Tripoli from 1801 to 1805. This conflict arose from demands for tribute payments by Barbary pirates who targeted American merchant ships in the Mediterranean. The U.S. Navy under Commodore Edward Preble was dispatched to confront the threats. The heroic actions of officers like Stephen Decatur boosted American naval morale and prestige. The war ended with a negotiated peace that included a ransom payment for American prisoners but halted further tribute demands. This event marked the first demonstration of U.S. naval power on the international stage.